So you have a basic inequality here. What you need to do is get the variable isolated by itself. So you have to do the inverse of adding 3, which is subtracting 3. And whenever you do to one side, you have to do the other. So 19 minus 3 equals 16. And then you're left with 2x is greater than 16. And you have to get the variable by itself, so you have to divide by 2 on each side. And you get x is greater than 8.
Okay. So first off, you subtract 1 by both sides because you need to get the variable by itself. So that cancels out, and then what you do to one side, you have to do the other. So you subtract 4 minus 1, and you get 3x. And then, since this is a 4, and you want to get each variable or term on both sides, you subtract by 4 here, that cancels out, so you subtract 4 on the other side, and you get 24. And you're left with 3x is greater than or equal to 24. And then, since you're multiplying by 3, you divide by 3. And that cancels out, so you do it on the other side, and you get x is greater than or equal to 8.
Okay, so for this inequality, you have a bunch of steps. First, you need to distribute over here. 2 times 4, negative 2 times 2 equals negative 4. Negative 2 times 4 equals negative 8. And then you have to combine like terms on this side. So 32 plus 2 equals 34. And then since you have two variables on each side, you want to isolate it to where it's only on one side. So you have to subtract the 2x, which is being added on this side, and bring it, and whatever you do to one side, you have to do the other. So you're left with negative 6x minus 8 is greater than or equal to 34. So what you have to do after that is you have to isolate the variable once again. So you have to do the inverse of subtracting 8, which is adding 8. And whenever you do to one side of the inequality, you have to do the other. So you're left with negative 6x is greater than or equal to 42. And so you need to get the variable by itself, so you have to do the inverse of multiplying, and that is dividing. So you divide by negative 6, divide by negative 6. And since you divided by a negative number, you have to switch this sign, so you're left with x is less than or equal to negative 7.